guys, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Kelly, and I have a sewing and embroidery business as well as a fabric business. So if that is something that you are into as well, please do subscribe. I'm very passionate about crafty things. Today I'm going to show you guys how I embroider some. I'm going to do a onesie and then a like swimsuit cover up using fast frames, and also by printing the design. I don't do this very often, especially on shirts, because that's something I do often, and so I kind of know where it goes. This Wonder Woman, I had printed this for the first time I did the onesie, just to make sure. I'm a terrible eyeballer. Like, if I eyeball the center, it's gonna be crooked. Except on shirts. And now that I have a mighty hoop, shirts are even easier to get that center line, but I don't always get it with, I don't do a whole lot of onesies. This Wonder Woman has suddenly become popular. Something in the Etsy algorithm is working in my favor. So, plus it's really cute. So I have been selling some a lot lately. Oh, and don't call them onesies. Sorry, they are bodysuits. They are not Gerber brand, so they are not a onesie. They are a bodysuit. But I'll show you how I kind of print this and line it up on the onesie. And then this one, these are super cute. I got these at Love That Cotton, and they have sold pretty well too. They're just cute little like swimsuit cover-ups. I do these on my fast frames too. So I only have one mighty hoop, and I love it. I mean, it's great. I mean, I love it. It's great for shirts. But for others, first of all, I only have one and it's big. So I wouldn't be able to do a onesie or this on it. But fast frames were the first, like, I mean, I think I only used the frames that come with the machine like once. And then I pretty much immediately ordered the fast frames because I was like, I cannot do this. And I love, oh, I keep calling them fast frames. I actually have the EZ Frames, the Durkee EZ Frames. It's two different brands. There is a fast frame that, I can't think of who makes those. And then Durkee makes the EZ Frames. I can't remember why I went with these, other than I think I read that I've never seen a fast frame, so I think I read that these are a little thicker and sturdier, and so they don't shake as much on your machine. They do still shake, especially I'm an 8x8, and that's what I used to use for shirts before I got a mighty hoop, and it did for sure, like, bounce is the word I'm looking for, bounce on the machine, and it still was fine, it still stitches fine, but it just makes you nervous, and it's like, wow, what's going on? It's loud. So I can't imagine with a lighter frame on a big frame like that. So I'm going to use this for my onesie, and this is the 7x5 EZ Frame. And then I don't actually know what I'm going to use on this one. So I probably won't stitch this one out today. I'm waiting for her to respond. She said pink thread, but she didn't specify hot pink or light pink. And y'all know, people care. But also people don't respond to Etsy messages or see Etsy messages. So I'm probably going to wait a day. Doesn't respond, I'm going to do the hot pink because that's what's in the picture and it's what looks nicer on this. And if she complains, I'll redo it. I mean, but anyway, it's a long name. Most people get either a monogram or just a letter, but she did a long name. So I went ahead and printed it just to make sure because it's a pretty small space, just to make sure it fit and that also it looked okay, because I would normally do, like if it was a monogram, I'd do much bigger. But I think it's going to be cute. I think it'll look nice. Again, we may not stitch it today because she has not responded, but I'll at least show you how I line it up and hoop it. And then that way I have it ready to go for tomorrow anyway, once I know what thread color. So I've had a very busy day. I have done 3 samples and put them on Etsy, which is half the battle for me. I've cut, you can see them back there, I've cut 3 tutus. Very exciting. I left this is my cutting table, and I left it out because in a minute I'm gonna move the camera and show you guys how I hoop this stuff. And so I left it out, but there's literally no space to work. Earlier, I was in this chair. Let me see if I can move you guys around. I was in this chair and my mighty hoop was going, and I was here and the mighty hoop like hit me in the back. That's how small this room is. So I'll have to move that table. Let me show you. I guess technically I did 4 samples today. I just haven't, this one just finished. How cute is that? And so I'm gonna put it with my shorts. One of you geniuses, Jessica, I think her name was, said, so I made these shorts and they're super cute. And I made them to go with this. So that will be so I'll get 2 listings out of this because Jessica mentioned that the pearl style tops go really well with these shorts. Well, in my last video, I was talking about that style shirt because I bought a bunch of them off of Alibaba. And she was like, those go really well. I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I not think of that, like, ever? Because, so this one I'm gonna put with the donuts, but then this one, I didn't pull one out, but I have this exact color in one of these. So I'll get 2 listings. So I'll do one like this, and then I'll do one with this and the pearl top. And then they can have the option to put a name or a monogram or have it blank. What? I'm like, hello, why didn't I think of that? So I'm gonna take you over to the computer just real quick in case you are new to, I use Embroidery. If your software is different, printing will be different. But a lot of people use Embroidery. There is a free version that you can use. I have the paid version, but I'm gonna show you just real quick how you print that. And then we'll go over to the hooping. Okay, so there's nothing fancy about the actual printing. It's just like any other program on your computer. You would just go to File, Print, and then print it. But what I wanted to show you guys, because it took me a while to figure it out, you know how you can just print this page or whatever, you know, there's only 1 page showing up right now, but you could do, you know, if you had 10 pages here, you could do just the first page. Well, for a long time, if I went to print something, it was printing 2 pages. And so I wanted to show you guys how to turn that off. If you go up here to Embroidery and you go to Preferences, and then you go over here to Printing and Print Setup, it is automatically set up to print color sequence. So when you go to print, it's got 2 pages, and it was a waste of paper. Like, I don't need that list of the stitch out colors. And I would inevitably forget to do just page 1. So all you have to do, again, go to Embroidery, Preferences, go here to your print setup, and just unclick that. You can also, I think everything else is the same that it comes, I don't think I changed anything else, but I do like the crosshairs that helps me line everything up. You don't need any text on it. If you have that clicked off, it has like I don't know, Embroidery or something listed at the top. So this is how I have my print set up so that when it prints, it doesn't waste a sheet of paper. So let's go over and look at how we hoop these things. Okay, so we're going to go through this one first. Sorry, my lighting in here is not great today. We're going to go through this one first because when I was filming that last part of the video, the woman sent me a message back, and she said, I want the light pink, like in your second picture. Let me show you. Well, she sent me a picture, and it's not my picture. These are red and white striped, and that's all I have. She sent me a picture of the light pink. So I freaked out for a minute because I was like, oh my gosh, is my listing wrong? Did I put pink instead of red? But I didn't. It clearly says red. So I think when I bought these, when I stocked up on these, they, Love That Cotton did not have very many of the pink in stock, and people were really scrambling to get them, but they had plenty of the red, so I was like, well, I'll just stock up on the red so that people who are looking for the pink and can't find them might settle for red. But anyway, they do have pink ones now, so I just told her, you know, I'm happy to get you a pink one, but it's gonna, you know, it won't ship for probably another week. Love That Cotton is just up the street from, not up the street, but they're probably right at or slightly less than 3 hours away. So I used to be able to order from them and get it really, really quick. That has not been the case as of recently, and I'm not complaining at all. I don't really, I mean, I think I like them on Facebook, but I don't really pay attention. So I don't know what all they got going on, but they get me my stuff, and it's good quality stuff, and you know, it's not their job to get it to me here super fast. But anyway, all that to say, you know, I'd have to order it, and I'd probably go ahead and order, you know, stock of all sizes or whatever. But anyway, so I gave her that option, but I did make it, you know, clear, like, as stated in the listing, these are red and white, not pink and white. But it could also be one of those things, sorry, I know I'm being extra chatty today. It could also be one of those things where, I think sometimes people think that Etsy is like Target, like it's just one seller, and so they found a different picture on Etsy and they think it's all coming from the same place. So anyway, so I'm not going to even stitch this out. I'm not even going to hoop it because I have a feeling she's going to complain or ask for a refund or whatever, which is fine. I will happily refund her. But it came, the sale, that's the other thing. The sale came from an Etsy offsite ad. I do have those turned on. I don't know yet whether or not they're worth it. You're automatically put in it. You have to turn yourself off if you don't want to do it. If you've not sold, what, $10,000 in a year, and I have not. So anyway, I'm kind of like, oh, that was an offsite ad. She doesn't really know how Etsy works. Whatever. Doesn't matter. All that to say, this is how you hoop them. We're just not going to actually hoop them. And the main thing, I use sticky stabilizer for everything. You can absolutely use tearaway and maybe spray it. I would always spray it a little bit with some sticky spray. I just don't like that in my sewing room at all. I don't like the smell. I don't like, it gets other things sticky, and I know some are better than others, but I use the sticky stabilizer. But the main thing I wanted to show you with these is, so what I would do if I were actually selling this today, which I don't think I am, but I would probably take this point of the shoulder seam and try to line that up with my center point going this way. When it's a bit bigger, well, we can probably move it up a little bit. And then I put it not quite middle of the sleeve, but maybe lined up with this right here, closer to the bottom of the sleeve. This is how I do vinyl too on shirts. Then I would pin this just to give me my center point when I take it over to my machine. And then with this, the trick here is using your zipper as your straight line. So that's one of the things I love about the fast frames, easy frames, is you've got all kinds of straight lines you can use. You can use this straight line, you can use this one, you can use the edge of this. There's one more like right here that you probably can't see, but I would just line my zipper up. Like there's a very faint one right there. With that, actually I'd probably have to come down a little bit because that's a long name. So maybe line it up right there and then stick it down. And then I often use little clips. I'll go grab some in just a second. Clips, put it in your machine like this, and then just rotate your design so it stitches this way. So that's how we do these. Again, not gonna stitch it, probably did not sell it. And then with the onesie, so again, I am terrible at eyeballing things. So when I put, oh, and the cover up, no, I do on the cover up too. I put fusible poly mesh on the back. Same deal, you can get it fusible, but you can also get it not fusible, and then you can spray it. I just go ahead and iron it on because I typically, with all shirts, all bodysuits, everything, I don't know if you guys can see it. I think so. I fold it in half. So, like this. You know, line up those side seams and then I iron it. And so then that gives me a nice center seam. So then I buy my sticky stabilizer in a roll like that. Gotta find some scissors. And then I just cut a piece. I usually buy, I think, an 8-inch because, like, look, it's not gonna quite fit. Like, it's really close. I don't remember why I bought this, but it'll still be fine. Even if you're just kind of cutting it close, make sure you give yourself enough of a lip to fold it over. But for sure, I usually buy the bigger stuff. Sticky stabilizer I don't ever buy in pre-cut sheets, just because I have a ton of different sizes of easy frames, and so I don't want it to just fit one frame or whatever. So again, not ideal, but it'll be okay for what we're doing today. If I was trying to do like a, I don't know, like a big heavy backpack or something, I might be a little more concerned, but probably not even then. Once you fold it over, you're pretty secure. You're pretty drum-like. We could also take a little masking tape. I've seen people who use just regular tearaway use masking tape on these. Okay, so we're gonna stick our hoop in there. Smaller onesies are a little bit tricky, but these 12 to 18 months are not too bad. They fit in here nicely. They will easily go under or through the arm of the machine. So I'm just kind of, you can also, there's a little notch right there and you can kind of feel it. So we'll get our line centered on that. And then you can also kind of use like your shoulder seams. Does that seem lined up? It seems pretty centered. So, oh, I didn't even show you how I would use this. So, you know, you can look at it and see. That's the part I would potentially eyeball if I hadn't hooped this already, but I did it backwards. But anyway, you could just pin this in place. Like I said, I don't do this very often. But since I had it out, I thought I would show you. So what we can do is we can measure. And so, yeah, so that's pretty darn centered. And might bring it down just a hair. Again, ideally I would have done this before I hooped it, but we can do it now. Let me get some pins. Okay, so I had it in the center. And then let's make sure we're kind of landing right under our armpits there. So that's pretty good. These bodysuits, you want your design kind of high because most people, then they wear, you know, the baby wears pants, or this one's coming with a tutu. So, you know, you want it pretty high up. As a matter of fact, when I go put this on my machine, I might come up a little bit higher than where it is right now. Because again, you know, the baby's waist is probably about right here. So we've got that there. Let me take you over to the machine. Okay, so the most important thing here, of course, is making sure that when you put it on your machine that you're not catching the back of your shirt. Oh, I don't have my EZ frame. I was using my mighty hoop. So you have to take your arm off, the EZ frame arm. So it just looks like this. And it hooks onto there. Gotta really make sure it gets into those circles. And then this just loops through there. And we will check. The problem with onesies is, and sometimes I like to do them upside down, but the problem with onesies is that the shoulders get caught when you're, because the back of the frame comes right here. So you can just kind of push that down a little bit because you want it to be able to bump up against there. The other option would have been to flip my design and do it through here. And sometimes I very much do that. I just did it today. So now we will check our center point. And we need to come up some. Oops. And maybe, oops. There. And like I said, I'm probably going to bump it up just a little bit, but you can check. So that's why you want the crosshairs. So you can check the top and all the way down to the bottom. All these sides look good. So that might be a little off, but since I put my paper on before I put the onesie on, I feel pretty confident about how I hooped the onesie, so I'm not going to worry about it. I think it's going to be centered just fine. So I'll go ahead and stitch this up and show you guys how it turned out. Oh my gosh, you guys, I had to stop it for a second and show you this because I nearly had a heart attack. Do you see how there aren't stitches there? I almost died. I was over at my computer doing something and I turned around and I was like, what is going on? Yeah, that's where the W goes, and I have hidden stitches, so it's supposed to be like that. Okay, I'm gonna proceed now. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if we lined it up right. I did have another kind of freak out moment because where I sit, it almost looked like some of the bobbin thread was showing through, and maybe it is just like a hair down here, but it's fine. I mean, I don't even feel like I'm giving them a, poor quality shirt. All right, let's see. So then all you do is, rip it off. And I do try to pick off as much of the sticky stabilizer as I can. And then I put Tender Touch over it. So I didn't used to put Tender Touch on older shirts. I only put them on bodysuits, onesies, that kind of thing. But I do them on all my shirts now. I never had anybody complain when I didn't put them on the other. See, look, my bobbin, maybe you can't see that. You shouldn't see that much white. I need to look at the tension on my machine. Sometimes, I don't know why, I didn't used to do this. Full disclosure, I have never had my machine serviced. I think I've had it 4 years. I've never taken it in. So it comes out of tension sometimes. So I might need to go make some adjustments on that. Also, I typically use a medium weight cutaway. I just used this today because I was using the sticky stabilizer. So it's technically 2 stabilizers, so you don't need the heaviness of the medium weight. And plus I thought it would be, you know, just nicer on baby's skin to use the poly mesh. So I need to just kind of check that out a little bit, but I'll put some Tender Touch on it. Let me cut away the stabilizer. So while I'm cutting this away, I will tell you that the Etsy woman messaged me back, and she was super sweet, and I was totally wrong, and she was like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I thought they were pink. She was like, yeah, if you can get me the pink one, then I'll take the pink one. So I went ahead and ordered like all the sizes of the pink ones. My Facebook is up over there. Let me turn that off. I ordered like one of each size of the pink ones, and I'll see. Again, I think those are more popular than the red ones. But at the time when I wanted them last summer, they just didn't have that. So, all right, let's turn it around. I should have turned it around and checked it before I cut the stabilizer, just to make sure it was good. So there you go. Super cute. Turned out great. We'll get it pressed and get the Tender Touch on it. And then I just have to make the tutu, which I sort of have a love-hate relationship with tutus. Like, I don't mind mindless sewing, and I love the way I love the tutus, and I love the way they feel, and they're so poofy, but they do take a long time, and they are kind of a pain. But I'm gonna add more to my store, so I'm probably gonna get some more in soon. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Again, if you found any value in this video, please hit the subscribe button and like, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks, bye.